how has your quarantine been? How has everything been going?
Okay, well, my quarantine has been good. I literally have my mask right here. I am so happy to be out of LA. I was quarantined in LA for probably about 3 months or 4 months. And then come like June, I was like, I need to go see family. So we have been, my family's like, I don't know, high risk, considered high risk because of like their health. So the grandparents are having us a road trip to come see them. I landed here. I'm at one of the grandparents' house. I'm so just grateful to be here. But quarantine has been hard. And like with COVID rising back up again, like it's just been really kind of stressful. I'm just blessed we get to see family though for summer break.
Definitely. That's good. I mean, has it given you like a lot of anxiety? Because I know a lot of people have been dealing with anxiety during this time. You know, you can't see everybody, can't see your family, you're kind of stuck inside.
Yeah.
Has that happened for you?
So I definitely will admit that I'm all about mental health and being healthy and all of that stuff. So I had some anxiety, but I also got on a mood replacer. Sorry about all the doggy
No,
toys.
you're
We
fine.
just puppies, so everyone loves Billionaire. So yes, I am definitely taking the proper things to have my balance, healthy and happy. Same way with my family members. You know, I guess we're very responsible in that way of just staying healthy, staying happy, not getting depressed, not letting our anxiety rise, just so that we can continue working from home and being around the ones that we love.
Definitely. How was homeschooling during all of this?
Hey, I'm a homeschool mama veteran. I have a teacher's card.
Do you?
Yes. So I have been homeschooling Sophia for about 4 years. She did have like a homeschool teacher. We switched to some new curriculum. Sophia's going into middle school now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's so crazy for me. And I'm just so proud of Sophia. So we found an online digital program. So it's basically like online college, if you will. So I know a lot of my other moms are calling me and being like, Farrah, you were ahead of the curve. They always give me so much stuff about homeschooling Sophia or online schooling her, but then everyone had to for the pandemic. So I was really ahead of the curve. Sophia and I, though, struggled with not doing our enrichment classes outside of the house. Like we had to stop going to gymnastics, a lot of dance. So a lot of our instructors and a lot of people in LA had to switch to online classes. Some were free, some were still, there was a price for them. So it has been hard, I think, even for us who are more used to being at home, seeing each other. But it's just hard, not being able to get your groceries delivered in certain areas, not being able to find your groceries, not being able to get out of the house when you need to. So our gym and our pool and things of that nature were still shut down because we were more inner city trying to get our work done.
Right. Well, you're like, I'm a homeschool vet. I know all about it. So catch up. I saw that she just graduated. So congratulations.
Yes.
And like you said, that she's about to go into middle school. How do you feel about that? Are you sad because your baby's like growing up?
Yes. Well, I think I definitely had a moment last summer where Sophia literally got on a plane on her own and spent the summer with her grandparents. That's never been done before. But now seeing her be so responsible through the hard times with COVID and online schooling and being at home more and a lot of those challenges, I'm just super proud of my daughter. I'm so proud of Sophia getting through all of this, going on to middle school. And I'm just like actually more nervous, maybe anxiety about like her in high school. Those high school years are coming up. I'm like, woo, middle school.
Are you going to keep homeschooling her through high school, or are you going to have her go to high school, you think?
It's been so different in my family's dynamic right now because a lot of our older kids who are in high school in our family, they actually graduated early this year from high school and they switched to an online program completely. So, I mean, my family is all about online and homeschooling right now, even for like our high school students that are in our family. I think I'm totally open to Sophia doing that. And Sophia kind of has voiced that. I don't want her to like hear me and feel like I'm anyway. But I also know that she's, talked about online, like schooling, like online college, to get through like her bachelor's. So there's just so many great options. I hope she just finds whatever works for her. Like I'm finishing my online bachelor's right now. So she's she's seeing me work it. But we'll see.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, how has it been? I mean, obviously you and Sophia have been doing this for a long time and have a great rhythm and a great relationship together, but what is it like being a single mom during this time? I mean, like you said, you can't really go out and do the things that you normally do, so you have to find ways to get creative at home, and I'm sure it's sometimes a little difficult.
Yes. Well, I think I am such a homebody. I think, I don't know, in my adulthood of adulting and being a teen mom, but like an adult mom.
Mhm.
So basically, I have discovered through momhood that Sophia, you know, she got to have public school, she got to have private school, online was her best option. As a single mom through the pandemic and through everything that we've been challenged with, I think in a way, I want to say this nicely. I think in a way, leaving Teen Mom was kind of my early confrontation of feeling like that was my own pandemic in a way. So like transitioning my entire life that I did not know was going to end so soon, just like others did not know that they were going to encounter a pandemic and have to switch maybe jobs, switch, you know, get some more education, do a new career. I think though when I left Teen Mom, I really structured our lives in more of a private, safer environment. I also shut down my stores because of the liabilities and the unsafe situations. So I think when a pandemic came along, I had already made the proper changes, and I know like other moms and I have talked about this. I already had made some of the changes that we needed to be safe, to make sure that we have our resources, to make sure that our jobs are stable. So yeah, I think overall being like a mom and a dad in my household and staying in touch with my family and also just committing to my goals and Sophia's academic goals and her her fun career goals. We just call it like fun stuff, which is for music. I'm actually very blessed because I already kind of was making those changes. And when COVID came around and people were asking me like, are you okay with it? I was kind of actually happy because I was not being so much made to go out and made to go do events and made to go run around.
Mhm.
I was allowed to be at home and get a lot of my education done. I mean, I graduate in like 2 months. So
Right.
I am so blessed for the time to be home. And I think some of us single moms are kind of happy when we get to be home. We're kind of happy just, you know, getting to do a lot of stuff around the house and catch up rather than being dragged this way, that way. And for me,
Sure.
being a single mom, like, I mean, I'm pulled in so many different directions. So I really needed to calm. And even like being away from LA was driving me wild because there was a lot of unsafe environments, like people breaking into my neighborhood stores. Like I just really needed to even have some like green space out here in Kansas City.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you mentioned Teen Mom. I mean, do you ever miss it?
Well, now, I mean, if we're talking about my present with my prior self, I would say because I'm going to school and I'm focused in entertainment business is my major. All the things that I used to push for Teen Mom, like whether that is, you know, better business ethics, more professionalism, better communication. These are the things that help me excel so well in my program. And I'm just confirmed that everything that I used to ask for in a professional, top national franchise TV show, I wasn't crazy asking for those things. I wasn't crazy asking for equality. And I think with men trying to run women's lives, which were white males over at Viacom, and the majority of women left. And no one was really fighting for the other teen moms and the women. I was really the only one paving the way, wanting to be treated right, wanting people to be paid equally. And I'm happy that I fought for that. I'm happy I made everybody's pockets more money while I was there. But I think being confirmed with my professional academia and where things need to be and for the future, I don't really foresee like Teen Mom even keeping up with the quality and the professionalism that we all want from our TV shows and our productions right now, to
Yeah.
be honest.
I mean, do you think that Teen Mom needs to kind of change a little bit? And like, how would you see, I mean, like you said, you fought for equality and things like that, but how do you think that
But
that
even, yeah, I think even diversity, from, again, like production standpoint, you have more, and I am for everybody having jobs, for one. You know, like I've been an employer, I've built stores from ground up, I've employed every kind of everybody. I even sponsored people to get their green cards and come in and work for me. So I really believe in diversity. Most of the cast is American white, which is not diverse to, you know, Sophia and I travel every day, even today. Like I'm in a gas station because I need to go take a pee break from driving, okay? And I have some amazing Hispanic fans, even though I'm wearing my mask and I got my gloves, I'm carrying my dog, like even they're like relatable and they're teen moms. I do not see diversity on Teen Mom. I mean, what was I? The most diverse person on Teen Mom? I have European, I'm Middle Eastern. Mm-hmm. I have always every kind of group of people around me. And I fought a lot growing up about racism and changing that within my family. There was a lot. I was born in the 90s. And I really just felt like I could even do better in this standpoint because of whatever may be viewed as privilege. So I learned a lot of lessons, even on WeTV Family Boot Camp. My family went on there and we saw that there was a lot of inner confrontations. And then I also was attacked, and, you know, that brought up something racial. And when that racial thing, even though it was directed at me, and Kendra did an amazing stand-up award-winning whatever she was doing in that. And she wasn't really a part of the fight or me being attacked. But what I learned from that, because I am friends with Ocho Cinco, Chad Johnson, is, all the kiddos are here, is that I needed to understand all the different generations. And I really don't feel Teen Mom is portraying the hardships that also the teen moms have gone through personally. Like I would have loved to show, not just only on WeTV, I would have loved to show, because it was such a crucial moment in my family's dynamic about race, abuse, how we're treating people, how we're talking to people, how that's like made me be the fighter that I am and made me stand strong as a teen mom and a single mom and being treated as an equal, like a male or a female in a business room. Right. Now, I mean, I have so many stories of that, but I want to just say, I hope that Teen Mom gets to show Hispanic. I hope Teen Mom gets to show European. I hope Teen Mom gets to show, because I think Teen Mom got canceled over in Poland. There's a lot of other places where it was being canceled. And I really feel like that is an injustice because, I mean, African-American, I see tons of my fans are African-American. They're teen moms. They love that I stand up. Like those women are fighting hard. Like you fight hard to be the best mom you can be, the best parent you can be. You show that you're going to fight for your kids so that so kids and youth have a voice, and those are our future generations. I'm sad that my storyline got, you know, butchered because I was really the only one fighting hard, fighting hard all the time. But I want to be respected as a teen mother. And I don't think age has anything to do with being respected as a woman, being treated as an equal, letting them be a part of sharing their own story. I think no mom needs to be typecasted. I think, you know, labeling like Amacia as an overachiever, but she wasn't the overachiever in the cast. It was myself, like writing the book first, making a way, making a path for all those women to do it. So I think the diversity and the equality levels and those little samples of topics can really be raised. And I really think that would help progress the show. But I'm not in development for Teen Mom, but maybe I will be if Viacom soon.
No, totally. I mean, you have a plan. You're ready to go. I mean, talking about a little bit about your Teen Mom OG cast members, do you still keep in touch with them? Do you still keep up to date with them? Because it seems like Janelle is back together with David. I mean, this kind of seems like a really toxic relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I think I had mentioned, and I talked about this, like I am all for women getting away from abusive relationships. I think, you know, I left a relationship really when I left, you know, when I ended my work with Teen Mom, I ended a relationship that really wasn't healthy, that was kind of toxic, and people viewed it, even though I, you know, was such a team player, got Simon his own special, did all those own things for him. I just realized that I deserve better. And I think the women haven't been role modeled. Like when I met David and Janelle together for the first time, and I always support them in everything they do, but when I first met them, it's like, I am there to show what is healthy, what is right, what I'm still looking for. I mean, I'm not settling by any means. I'm not going to put myself around a bad situation. And I just really hope the best for Janelle. I do feel that she initially broke up from him so that she could get back on Teen Mom. I am privileged of some of that information. And I also have to feel in a sense as a responsibility to say, nobody should make their relationship choices due to a production, I don't know, what is that called? Like where you're pressured, like peer pressured. Mm-hmm. Instead of being peer pressured, you're work pressure, which is still peer pressure. Right. You're peer pressuring someone to get out of a relationship, or you're canceling their employment. I think whether it comes to relationships and sexuality, if you're still showing up and you're doing all that you're supposed to be doing for the contract of the show, no one's employment should be taken away. And again, MTV put themselves in that position where you say you want to show someone's life. And if some woman is not going to be strong enough to get away from a abusive situation and you want to show that, I think other women can definitely watch and learn from this. But I'm not saying they haven't already watched and learned from Macy and Ryan. Sure. With that kind of intoxicating, like reliance on like other substances. I think that's also not healthy. There's a lot of unhealthy relationships that are shown. I really don't know if they need that many unhealthy relationships to get the point across, but I would love to see a woman actually being empowered on her own. Mm-hmm. I do not see one woman on that show doing it and being empowered on her own. You can get a paycheck from some other company, but the money doesn't show the actions of being empowered on your own. So I'm just blessed I got to show some people a little tidbit of that.
Totally. I mean, were you happy with MTV? And, you know, they fired a few people recently because of past racial remarks that they made, you know, a cast member from Siesta Key, from The Challenge. Were you happy that in that regard that they kind of stood up a little bit?
Well, I did not get to see everybody who was let go, I guess from Siesta Keys or maybe Teen Mom or like whatever the dynamic was of letting people go and why they chose to let those people go. I'm pretty sure though that there's more work to be done. Mm-hmm. And that's just from like side glances of seeing things. I mean, I can only be as honest and like clear about how I feel about racism. When I talk about anti-racist, when I say anti-racist, I would hope people were just anti-racism. Like, I don't care if you are this way or that way, but if you're just totally being equal to all parties and you're making a stance, anti-racism is about not being racist either way, whether you're Middle Eastern, whether you're, you know, like if somebody's like, I'm a terrorist because I'm Syrian, that's racist. If somebody is calling a white person some white choice words, which people have antagonized me who are African American and got in physical altercations with me, like on WeTV, I'm like, well, someone's being racist towards me and someone's being racist this way or that way. So I'm just all for anti-racism. So if you're African American and you're doing bad things to white people, you should be fired. If you're doing bad things to Indian cultures, you're fired. Mm-hmm. If you can't have an equal production and development team, someone needs to step down and they need to have a diversified development team in there, which Viacom has failed remarkably with all the white males that they have in development.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you mentioned a little bit before about dating. Have you been dating during this time in quarantine? Have you been doing any like Zoom dates?
Oh gosh, girl, I get asked all the time to do that. I really am just like so devoted to being an amazing mom right now. I mean, I just don't have the time anyways. You guys are gonna go full? Okay, have fun, honey. So here's a funny story. When I was dating right before, when it first started, like LA is like lockdown. You guys need to start wearing gloves. I mean, like banks were closing. Everybody's like, we got to shut down. I went to go to grocery shop, and then I invited the person who I was talking to at the time to come with me. He showed up with no mask and no gloves. I literally recorded it because I was so serious. I was like there's a pandemic and like people are dying, and you showed up to grocery shop with no gloves and no mask on. Like, I'm a single parent. Like, I can't die. So you're like putting me at risk, and you're putting my daughter at risk. And I was like, so no gloves, no dating. And like, that was it. Like, I never called. I never talked to again. I was like, bye. So I've really just had like a newfound appreciation. I mean, like, I'm not lonely. I don't need to date. I mean, if anyone's gave dating time, it's me. But I think, I mean, I've had like matchmakers, I've had TV show offers since the pandemic for like dating again.
Really?
And I am just, I'm also I did say to one dating app on Friday, I would host a dating Q&A with them. And I mean, a lot of our actors and models and everyone works with them. So I'm okay with giving dating advice and having fun in the dating realm, but am I giving my time or anything to that? No. So like a lot of, basketball players or my sports player dates that keep trying to ask to Zoom. I'm just like, you know what? No Zoom, no date. I'm not in the mood for it. And when I can actually go out on a date and see them and observe them, like, then I'll be more into dating. But I'm not missing out on anything, and I don't need to get sick.
Yeah, no, totally. Would you ever do like a bachelorette type of show?
I mean, shouldn't I be the bachelorette?
Yes. Would you ever do that though, if they ever came knocking?
I think the bachelorette should totally be coming and knocking. I do think though the bachelorette wants me to probably apply like everybody else, for I mean, I don't know how you apply, but I do think they would probably want me to be on like The Bachelor. And then I think I always notice that they take a girl from The Bachelor, then they give her a show as a bachelorette. Right. And I have to say, like, I fight for no man. So like me putting myself on Bachelor, I'd be like, you girls can have that, because I know I want my own show. And I know I'm going to pull more men, better quality of men, I should say, from my own life. Totally. But I think that would be so epic if they did. I mean, they mentioned Teen Mom before on The Bachelor, so.
They have. That is true. That is true. Do you have like a rule of how early it is to introduce Sophia to a boyfriend?
That is such a great question. So over the years, like with Dr. Jen Berman and so many other therapists and psychologists that I work with, they always said to me, like, Farrah, we want you to wait a year after talking to someone before you introduce them. I have to say, waiting a year in my life, I mean, I do so much every month, is like, am I even going to be talking to someone in a year, like when all this happens? So I don't know, like with Sophia's father, like I kind of knew it was like in 6 months, like I knew like I like this person and da-da-da. And now when I kind of test the waters, I just want to know if Sophia even likes them. It's not like anything serious. I'll like invite them out, or like we'll just do like it's a friend dinner or whatever. But I've learned so much actually from Sophia, just coming out, meeting him real quick, because she'll be like, he's too short. He's not smart enough. I don't like his car. Ooh, I like his car. So for those reasons, I just find it very important as a mom to have my daughter be proud of who I date and to like who I date and be like, wow, this guy could actually really go on trips with us. Sophia's pretty cultured. So I just, whoever's going to be around, they got to be able to fit in.
Has she ever liked any of them?
Not really. So, it makes it really hard for me. I think she was the most understanding though, at the age of whenever I dated Simon, she was most understanding at that age. She was like, I want you to marry someone and have a baby. And at that time she was so silly because she didn't keep into the fact of like, well, you have a baby, but there's responsibilities, and like I could be stuck with that person. And like if I don't like, like life just got more serious. So I'm just so happy. I'm actually making it I'm almost out of my 20s, girl.
Yeah.
I'm almost out of my 20s and I have not gotten pregnant. I think that is like, I should win an Academy Award getting out of Teen Mom without getting another pregnancy. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. A lot of people love to mom shame you. Every little thing that you post, they always have something to say. I think there was a video posted the other day with the vibrator with Sophia nearby, and a lot of people had a lot of things to say about that. But like, what is your reaction to that, and how do you deal with those online haters?
So first of all, that was an online trend. Whether or not everybody put like pizza breadsticks or like packaged novelty toys in their video, it's about doing quirky things and hitting people in the face with it and whatever. I also did not show, like, the product was in a package, and it was like brand new, was sent to me actually for an advertisement or like a promotion for Lilo, and it just happened to be in the cars. So I think I'm just all about the no shame. I'm like no shame. Like with Lilo and the promotion I just did with them, like no shame summer. I don't really feel like I can be shamed when I protect my child. I educate my daughter. We have so much fun on TikToks. And, I am a mom, though, who is a little bit more conservative than other moms, especially when it comes to all the kids doing crazier dances on TikTok than I'm comfortable. So I think in real life, not just online bullying and hate life, I think I'm more conservative than most parents I see. So I think I'm doing pretty great. I mean, I'm cool to mom shame because I'm the toughest mom. I can handle it. But I also really just don't play into that because I protect my child. I don't have things or dating around her. So, but I'm all for talking about sex education. I've done that for national campaigns. I've public spoke to people. Maybe one day I'll be at Sophia's high school giving them the talk as they graduate. But I feel comfortable and others feel comfortable. And that's why I get paid a lot of money to talk about no shaming for women, talk about, sexual health and wellness and all those things. So if I wasn't doing a great job, then I probably wouldn't get jobs for that.
Yeah, totally. Have you had to have that birds and the bees talk with her yet?
I did.
Very awkward?
Yes, because when the kids all like to do sleepovers and some of her friends have older siblings, I definitely had to do a talk with the parents after what I heard. And you know what, to be honest with you, it's really only been prompted by all the other parents not really having those talks about what is proper, about what is responsibility. And a lot of the parents who parent boys, I would say that might be a harder job for them, but that also has kind of sped up the conversations that I have to have with my daughter because of boys in her age group and or at her sleepovers with her girlfriends who have brothers. And I have actually been very shocked by some of the things that have happened, but I am no joke when it comes to being a mama bear. Like, I will pick up the phone, I will go in person, I will go talk to the parents, and the parents have really most of the parents were all older than me. So they have really honed in on their responsibility. They're like, you know what? We let it go. We appreciate you stepping in. Thank you, Farrah. Like I am pro mama.